Hello, and as usual, in brief, I would like to explain uh, the content of the article that has been published in the Hindu Today in the text and context. And right at the outset, let me also thank my co-authors, Professor Ajith, who's an urban chair in Kila, and Dr. Rajesh, who's another very senior fellow in Kila. This article, in fact, originates from a very interesting anecdotal experience that was shared by one of the bureaucrats in Kerala government, and in what they call Vruthi, I mean, total cleanliness campaign in Kerala. And this campaign was unleashed by the chief minister himself, and of course, one of the pivot happens to be the local self-government minister, MB Rajesh. Uh, that started from October 2, and in March they held a big conclave in which around 25,000 people participated. Now, this bureaucrat was sharing her experience and saying that when she joined the civil services, and that's almost more than a decade ago, one of the primary resolution, I mean, something that was asked by her in the UPSC interview, was to resolve the solid waste in whichever taluk or the district that she governs. Interestingly, coming from her, and of course that's also true, apparently true across India, it continues to be one of the most important issues, challenges for not just the bureaucrats, but anyone of those who is involved in the governance system. Now, why this article has been written is primarily because of three reasons. The first one is that Kerala, which conventionally has been one of the states where the mindset, cleanliness, hygiene, personal hygiene are all important drivers for the people. And I remember when I first visited Kerala in 1991, for the first time I realized, and that was in sleeper class, along with our teachers. There was a college delegation that went from Shimla to Trivandrum. And there, when I realized that a Malayali taking a jug to the toilet and taking a shower, for the first time I realized that, and that the person would be taking showers twice a day, and this journey was almost for 3 days. So 6 times in one part of the journey from Delhi to Trivandrum. So with this personal hygiene, conventionally, what has happened is that because of the conventional house format, the waste could be absorbed in the backyard. But because of the materiality of the production that has taken place post 90s, what we call liberalization era, Kerala is finding it extremely difficult, and that's what exactly the minister also pointed out, that it's going beyond our hands, and that's why such a massive campaign has been unleashed in the state. Now, what we've tried to figure out is how is it different from Swachh Bharat Mission? One, where campaign is very important. They brought in all sorts of people, from film stars, from people from the academia, you name, and they are there. So that's one part of the entire process that they have unleashed, and they have also achieved some landmark steadfast, for example, from 44% waste collection to almost 74% to 80% in the state. But I think that's one part. The second is still the difference that we are pointing out is that Swachh Bharat Mission is quite a top-bottom campaign, whereas here it's more of a behavioral change that has been added to this entire idea of Vruthi. Third, interestingly, Kerala normally it is felt that they will always be offering decentralized solutions and moving ahead. In fact, it's not like that. It's what works and what doesn't work, and what works, why it works, and what doesn't work, why it has not worked. Take, for example, a centralized waste system in Kochi was a disaster. We know the fire, but at the same time, a centralized system is working extremely well in Guruvayur. So I think it is more to do with the capacities of the people. How do you build the capacities? This is what we've tried to recommend through the Urban Commission also. Once the report is released in a month or so, the report has already been submitted to the government. So I think the last point that I want to make here is, as of now, it's still a linear campaign. The government is behind it. What if the government pulls back? Will the campaign be able to achieve the desired results? We've tried to enter into that. So, therefore, the whole question of collectives, how do you bring in collectives? Else, waste is such a big juggernaut. And to lastly point out that the Supreme Court had to actually point out in Delhi that the new minarets of our civilization are, the waste mounds that we have created around Delhi. I think that's the least one would expect, at least in Kerala. For details, one can go through the article.